Well, welcome back. I hope you're enjoying all the interesting presentation and the discussion that we just concluded at the Synergy series. And now we've come to another interesting presentation where we're talking about the future of building operations in the Middle East, where we are addressing the modern CaFM system and what it means to be data-driven. This is a presentation by Mr. Prabhu Ramachandran, the CEO and founder of Facilio, which is a leading AI-based property operations platform that helps real estate portfolios aggregate building data, optimize performance in real time, and control operations, all from one place. So Mr. Prabhu's career spans over 20 years of product, business, and customer experience, focused on enterprise scale software for IoT-based connected services, sustainable building solutions, and telecom network management. So viewers, please note to use the chat box to drop in your questions during the course of the presentation so that Mr. Prabhu can address them towards the end. Over to you, Mr. Prabhu.
Thank you, Neha. Good afternoon, everyone. I will share my screen. Yeah, it's up. As Megha mentioned, I'm going to speak about how the modern CaFM systems are evolving and what it means to be running a data-driven property operations. So if you look at it, there are a few major shifts happening. There are few major shifts happening in the property operation space, driven by the initiatives of being digital first and experience first. Experience of occupants of properties, tenants of properties, and also the facilities management staffs who are working on operations and maintenance. Number one is there is a huge spotlight on operations now because when the business have to restart, be it a hotel or a hospital or an office, the real estate is becoming a very, very key and strategic part of the restarting operations. So there is huge focus on property operations now. And there is also a Deloitte study that says that there is a significant increase in spend on operations. Customers are willing to spend more on improving the operations, providing digital first, providing experience first operations. And finally, customers who are occupying the properties, be it businesses and individuals, they are getting exposed to other digital platforms, both on B2B and B2C. And they're also expecting the same level of sophistications when it comes to property operations. So we are showing some data here, again, done by Deloitte. This is a outcome of a survey done to property operations leaders on how much of operational cost reduction they are targeting in coming years. And you can see that APAC is leading it, where the customers in APAC are more ambitious when it comes to the level of operational expense they want to reduce. So it's a very interesting period. We look at how the software solution, particularly the CaFM CMMS, is faring, is helping this whole cause. This is an internal poll that we did ourselves among our customers and some of the industry leaders, where one data is we asked them, with your existing CMMS, the legacy CMMS and CaFM system you have, what other things you are doing to meet these new demands, fill these gaps. So it's a mix of customers are still using emails, manual processes, Excel, and then they're also going and on top of existing CaFM, they are going and purchasing more software to fill the gaps. So they're investing more money outside the CaFM systems to fill the gaps. And third is they're also building custom solutions by themselves. And a majority of them are doing all three. And the other insight we got is, we asked customers, what are the limitations they have with respect to their legacy CMMS. And some of the high value limitations are like, one is lack of data in the systems to make better decisions, and lack of automation capability within the existing software, where they are not able to automate the maintenance workflows, asset management workflows. So that is the next insight, which is again a huge market gap. And finally, another insight we got is what are the top challenges that they are facing with their existing system, that the challenges that are still unaddressed is one of the major challenges. How do teams collaborate? Property operations is all about multiple teams, outsourced teams, in-house teams. So many different teams, right, from facilities management, building operations, BMS operations. So the collaborations is a major problems. These are the common gaps that are available. So other way of looking at this is this is how the market is sort of meeting this limitations today, where it's a mix of piecemeal software on top of existing CMMS. Customers are going and solving some problems with their ERP vendors. They will go and add customization in the ERP. And then they are going and buying separate software for tenant servicings and their customer servicings, like help desk management, workplace management tool. And they're also using BMS for some part of sustainability management, or going and buying separate energy management solution. And then there is a good amount of manual processes that are being done. And finally, there is heavy spend on services. So this creates a very siloed environment for customers with high friction. But what is really required to meet the new demands and evolving demands of property operations is a single O&M platform that helps customers to unify the whole ecosystem and makes it easy to go and deploy, and also integrate with existing systems, be it ERP, be it accounting systems, and other systems, and also help them to in a data-driven way, where it gives them freedom to either remove or enhance what they already have. This is an example of simple use case of tenant residing in a property, raising a request, and that is getting resolved. You can see that it's so complex. There are so many processors that runs across different software, and that involves a lot of email communications, Excel sheets, and so many different manual processes that basically adds huge amount of delays in the whole process of solving the customer's problem. It also increases the friction with the tenants. So again, what is really required here is a reimagined O&M platform that can span across different department, different use cases, right from FM operations, integrate with finance systems, integrate with third-party vendors, and also provides a way for management executives to be part of this. They get visibilities, and finally also bring in the customers and tenants into it. Okay. So having seen all these gaps and how the market is addressing this in a very siloed multi-tool model, what is really a way forward? How should a modern CaFM system look like? So this is how we are defining this, where the bottom layer is the what the traditional CaFM addresses today. And they cover the asset management, third-party vendors management, and service management piece. On top of that, what is really required is a workflow orchestration layer, where customers are able to automate their workflows, automate their compliance workflows, accounting integration workflows, things like rostering, scheduling of workforces, reporting, analytics. These are all done in silos, but if these can be contextually integrated, automated with a workflow automation platform, then that saves a lot of time, a lot of effort for the customers. And then on top of that, how do you bring contextual intelligence? So how do you bring in all stakeholders with contextual intelligence in terms of apps and portals for tenants, for end customers, taking care of communication, feedback from the users of the properties, and involving the community. And finally, a single pane of decision-making tool, dashboards, reports, notifications for leadership. More and more leadership is part of the day-to-day operations. It brings huge value in terms of strategic decision-making. So this is the contextual intelligence layer. And finally, on top of that, how do we bring an IoT layer where most of the properties already have automations in them in terms of BMS, sensors, and other systems like fire safety systems, elevator systems, camera systems. If there is a way to seamlessly integrate with these systems with IoT software and bring that data into the CaFM systems and use that data for use cases. Some of the use cases could be like, how do you correlate alarms with better root cause analysis, and you're able to bring out proper work orders in real time, and then build workflows so that the work orders are propagated to the field. Similarly, with this data, customers can bring in predictive maintenance, condition-based maintenance. And then with this data from the sensors, customers are now able to enable air quality monitoring, comfort monitoring of occupants, cost impact analysis, root cause analysis. All these use cases can be enabled within a CaFM platform if there is a capability to go and integrate with existing sensors, existing automation systems, and other building management systems, and bring a live feed of data. So this is how modern CaFMs are evolving now. And Facilio has a CaFM systems which covers all these 4 layers. So it's a broader strategic model customers are following us. 3 pillars. One is, how do you bring operational excellence in terms of strategically aligning internal teams, bringing agile operations, looking at better margins. Next one is improving customer satisfaction by bringing in transparency for customers in terms of tenant portals, occupant portals, visibility for customers, and bringing in proactive maintenance. Finally, how do you enable new value, new services? How can this whole operational data, contextual intelligence can be used to provide new services for end customers? So these are the key areas of modern operations and maintenance platform. One is the whole workflow automation. Beyond traditional planned maintenance and unplanned maintenance, how can manual processes can be digitized and automated? That is one. Next one is the key aspect is, how do you bring executive visibility? How can you bring leadership right from VPs of operations to CEOs? How can they be part of day-to-day operations? How can they be enabled with contextual mobile apps with real-time intelligence so that they are able to make better decisions? Third is multi-stakeholder engagement, not just facilities management team. How can you bring in a sustainability management team, IT team, finance teams, tenants, third-party vendors, all coming together and using the same platform, using the same data that is being got out from the automation systems in a very contextual fashion. Third is the deep asset management in terms of HVAC, elevator, and others electromechanical systems, where how do you go deeper, use this data for condition-based monitoring, predictive maintenance, so that impacts the sustainability, the energy saving aspects, and also improves the life cycle of these high value assets. And finally, this whole thing enables connected ops, where the automation layer and the software layer and all the stakeholders are always connected. They get real-time contextual information. With this, I will complete my presentation. This is another additional information where a couple of months back we worked with the CM Today team, and we have launched supplementary which talks specifically about how can property operations leaders use data that is already there within building systems, bring it to the CaFM platform and use it as a competitive advantage. You can download this from the CM Today website. Thank you for joining this session. I am open to taking questions. You can use the chat box. I see a couple of questions. There is one from Mohammed on IFM. Yeah, so the whole thing is integrated facilities management, where how do you bring sustainability management, hard services, soft services, leadership into one single platform so that they get contextual intelligence. Yeah, thank you.